Good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Christmas in July, courtesy of PinkDrive. I'm so thrilled that you're all here. It is because of functions like this that PinkDrive can keep the wheels turning so that underprivileged communities have access to free screenings. Breast cancer can be headed off so early if you can catch it early enough. And everyone should have access to that kind of technology. It's expensive and it's difficult to access. And because of PinkDrive and organizations like this, these screenings become more and more and more available. So thank you very much for that. But right now, I'd like to call up Andrea Jacklin. Andrea's been a proud supporter of PinkDrive right from the word go.
In January, I was diagnosed with breast cancer. It was found with an ultrasound. Early detection will save your life. The fact that I listened to my body meant that I made sure that I got early treatment, meant it didn't spread to my lymph glands, which meant I had better choices to be able to make. And there are always choices. I mean, you can choose to not be treated. You can choose lumpectomy, mastectomy. You can choose all kinds of things. But you can't always choose the treatment you're going to have once it starts to spread. And listen to your body, know your body. Doesn't matter what shape or size you are, you've got to know. And even if you get it for a second time, you've got to be aware. Every breast cancer sufferer, anyone who's been through this journey, it's very personal, it's very lonely. It doesn't matter who you're with, you're making decisions that no one else can influence. You're making them yourself. You're making them for all your informed reasons. And the sadness and the loneliness and the scared moments that you have are really yours. You, Nanine, and your team go into the uninsured communities and you give them access to effectively the same level of treatment. And I want to thank you because I can't imagine how many moms, sisters, daughters, aunts, beloved people you have saved. So thank you.
So it's been 31 years now where I've had this thing called cancer jumping around my body. And I went for a checkup the one day. They found a node in my groin that was swollen, and they said we have to have that taken out. They took it out, and when I went back, I got the cold news that it was malignant, and I had to have chemo, I had to have the glands taken out, and I would have to start treatment that week. I made up my mind there and then before I even got home that I was not having chemo. My mom tried to talk me into having it. I said, no, I'll take my chances. Those were my words. And eventually, after having the glands taken out, doctor came in, my dad was there, my mom was there, walked in and said, they've taken all the glands out, the prognosis is good, it had not spread to any of the other nodes. So I was incredibly lucky. I focused on the thing that mattered to me most, is that what I wanted to do in life. I didn't dwell on the cancer. While I was busy dealing with my 1-year-old son's cancer, I went to a doctor to go and have something checked out on my chin. And he told me straight, if it has spread either to glands or into your bloodstream, you have a 30% chance of making 5 years. And when I went back to the doctor, it was the same week that my son had his final chemo and was given the all clear for his nephroblastoma. I sat in front of this doctor and he said, it hasn't spread anywhere, you are clear. Melanoma, into the groin, chin, and then lung. Those are my 4 cancers. And each time I just kept focus on moving forward. Yes, I'm incredibly lucky. People always say stay positive. It's not easy to stay positive, particularly if you're not the person that's got it, but someone in your family. But you have to try and stay positive for them because they need something to focus on. One of the doctors said to me, your attitude is 50% of the battle won. I just focus on moving forward every day. All I can say, my message is, please stay positive if it's you, and if it's somebody else close to you, whoever you know, please stay positive for them as well. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, it gives me great pleasure to stand here this evening and just to look across this room that is so jam-packed. Because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be standing here, and we wouldn't be in a position to help all the medically uninsured, regardless of what province we go into in South Africa. Members of the media, you help us in such a phenomenal way. You are the ones that can tell the South Africans, the public, what we are doing, and naturally, it is very important for our sponsors to know what we are doing as well. My former chairman, Dr. Ashwin Haribuns, who's here tonight, he was the one that has actually got me to where I am today. When I started out some 7 years ago, everyone, and I'm talking about in the government, wanted to get us shut down. Ashwin is here tonight, all the way from Australia. Sadly, we've lost a phenomenal person. But every day, I know, regardless of the time, and if I've got a problem, it's only a couple of hours away. Our beautiful Misaki, 100% sponsored by the Japanese government some 2 years ago, is standing outside. It's a 5-star, 5-class medical center on wheels that works every single day of the year. In the words of J.F. Kennedy, we must find time to stop and thank people who make a difference in our lives. The Honourable Deputy Minister of Social Development, Henrietta Bokopani Zulu. DM, thank you for kicking down doors when I struggle to open them, for being that ear I sometimes need, and for always making time for me, even if it is from your hospital bed. I truly value your support and assistance. The people of South Africa are hungry for health services, messaging and education on diseases such as cancer. After days in communities, when we reflect on the day and the happenings, it is yet again confirmed that our services are much needed. This motivates us to keep going and fighting the disease, in spite of us tragically still not getting any government funding. Your attendance here tonight, your sponsorship and contributions keep our wheels turning. Thank you for your support.
Firstly, I want to join Nolene in thanking all the corporates. Thank you for the work that you do, for all that you give, and for being responsible corporates. We really, really, really appreciate. It's been an interesting journey, but the sad part is that those that Nolene is doing the work on behalf of, you always have to fight. And I must say that I think as a country we'll look back one day and thank Nolene for always screaming about a cancer register that's not there, a breast policy that's not there, norms and standards that are not there. Today, PinkDrive is the only ones that are actually making sure this country has at least, some statistics about breast cancer. Nolene made sure that I don't have to apologize every time I go fighting on Nolene's mission. I have the numbers, and not only me, but I think my colleague, the Minister of Health, have something to say. At least he's got statistics to talk about. But the ones that Nolene serve are the ones that I have the responsibility to change their lives.
He's checking it twice. He's gonna find out who's naughty and nice. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town. Santa Claus is coming to town.
Our partnership with PinkDrive is truly valuable. The synergy comes in with our vision being exactly the same. We're a functional food, we want to make a difference in people's lives, and that's what PinkDrive does every day on the ground. They're helping to educate on early detection saves lives, and we're educating on balanced nutrition and how that also impacts on your healthy living and your lifestyle, and continues to grow. We're on the ground together, we're at creches, we're at clinics, we're at schools. We want to educate South Africa on a healthy lifestyle and healthy living, and that's exactly why we've partnered with PinkDrive.
We've been working with PinkDrive for the past 3 years, so it's about time for us to be able to give back over and above the collaborations that we normally do with our Pink launches that happen every year. So this evening we've just been on board to assist them with actually launching the event, and it's also served as a platform for us to launch this year's annual Pink campaign. So it's been amazing for us to actually see videos and meet other people to see what PinkDrive does, and we're so proud of them. It's really something so admirable to be part of.
So we're in the mobile phone business, and we operate virtual networks, and we wanted to do something for PinkDrive, and we decided one day that we're going to start a mobile network called Pink Mobile. So just like any other mobile network, you can buy your airtime from Pink Mobile. I think the great thing is it doesn't cost any extra at all. You're paying the same as you would with your mobile network, but in this case the money goes to PinkDrive. Well, me personally, my mom died of breast cancer when I was a teenager. So when I met Nolene and I heard what she was doing, it obviously resonated with me personally. So that's why we decided to get involved with PinkDrive.
We were approached by PinkDrive probably about a year ago with regards to the initiative, and as a radio station we believed in the initiative. We believe in what they're doing. It is very rarely that you get to see organizations going out and making such a huge difference. The mammogram screenings, we believe that it is needed, and it's something that government is not doing right now, and as a radio station we completely support them in their initiative.
PinkDrive is always known to break new ground. The unusual achievement comes from a small team of loving, dedicated and selfless people that make up the team that brings PinkDrive to all the indigenous people of South Africa. The scope and reach of PinkDrive was never ever envisaged that we might work outside of South Africa. But the fact that eyes outside of South Africa in the region is on PinkDrive, that in itself is a massive achievement. But above all, it's a Nolene convincing a nation, corporates that otherwise would not open their doors, who are now opening their doors, associations with individuals that never thought they would be associated with health. All of that's our achievements. I don't think PinkDrive can talk about its development anymore. It's actually achieved its full development. All it's got to do now is change its reach, which is what it's doing. So my appeal as a former chairperson, but a person who's still privileged and honored to be associated with it, would ask everyone to pay attention. But most of all, pay attention to those who don't have access to health, and help PinkDrive help them.